Sack Life, beat depression. It's day 780, and we're back with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show, and we like to focus in on those mental health tools first. First and foremost, gratitude. It's a very powerful tool. The more we use it, the more powerful it can become, and the more effective it will become at helping us take a more positive outlook on life, making it easier to find those silver linings. Studies have even shown that even if you can't find the answer to the question, what you're grateful for, simply asking that question to yourself can help rebalance that brain and make it easier to find those silver linings. So today, I want to shout out gratitude to Brian and to Master Checo for coming out here to the park in Lyndhurst. We got in some good rounds of training, some pad work, made a whole bunch of progress together. Definitely learned a lot from those guys, and I'm super thankful that they are around and willing to lend their time and energy to continue our training so we can all grow together. Also want to shout out gratitude to everybody in right now, to XOJ, to Marb, to Haynes, to this kid is lucky, and Haynes says good night from Germany. Good night, Haynes. Have a good one, brother. Thank you for stopping by. And Lisa the Luminary for crushing that progress and success out there. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here and being part of my gratitude section. Also, shout out to the Austin Favor. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by, even if it's just for a moment. So you're all part of my gratitude section. Go ahead and think about something that you're grateful for today. That'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move into today's lesson. Second mental health tool we're going to talk about is that progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days that you show up for yourself and accomplish that goal will build up over time into more self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-validation. And that's something that not even the lies that depression tries to sell us can take away from us, because we're doing it for ourselves. We're giving ourselves physical proof that we are stronger than those debilitating effects by a matter of fact. So if you ever wake up or you're going through a blue period, you can take a look at your number, if you're keeping track of it, and let it anchor you back into reality so you can give yourself proper credit for your strength and your endurance at pushing forward. So please do keep track of that number. Share it with others. It's a great way to inspire progress. And shout out, checking in on messages. It's a pleasure joining you from Austin Favorite. Thanks for being here. Haynes says great. It's good to see you, Haynes. Great vibes from Haynes, by the way. Check out Haynes if you get a chance on Instagram. So we got our number together. We got our gratitude tool. We talked about the progress tracking tool. Now let's talk about the lesson a little bit. We're going to be shadow boxing. We're going to be working from Muay Thai stance. And we're going to be tossing some knees today. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Haynes. I'm totally down to do an interview. You guys stay tuned for that. We're going to do an interview with Haynes out there in Germany at some point soon. Let's talk. Have your people call my people. I don't have any people. Just shoot me a DM and we'll set something up, Haynes. I'm down. All right, so back on track. We're going to visualize that physical target, right? So we always want to visualize that target so we can practice accurately punching, turning those fists over, landing on the large two knuckles. We'll be drilling those fundamentals, the jab and cross, but we're also going to be talking about knee strikes today. Specifically, a long knee, a long push knee. And we're going to use that long knee to enter into southpaw stance and turn our combo into an advancing combo. So we're going to execute that long knee from both southpaw and orthodox, and we're going to do it in a way that allows us to put pressure and keep pressure on that target. So if you're visualizing that target, it's very important. Visualize that depression dummy as an active threat. Name them that thing that you want to work on if it's depression or anxiety. Visualize that physical formation as a dummy that you can strike so we can knock those lies out together. And yes, all right, comments are looking good. And we're going to get through this thing pretty straightforward. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks to catch your breath, drink some water. Make sure you've got water and you're staying hydrated. Got mine right here. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through our retro synth boombox. And we're going to get this thing done. Go ahead and pop into your Muay Thai stance. Visualize your target. I'll get the tunes going for us. We're going to get it in. There we go. Should be good. All right, let's do it. Hopefully that's coming through. You guys can hear those tunes. We got the fighting spirit of the 80s. Hopefully that's loud enough. All right, go ahead and square up. Visualize that target. Get the guard nice and high by the brow line from Muay Thai. Close those fingers, tuck the thumbs, tuck the chin, shoulders roll. We're in our stance. We're gonna start this timer. And we're gonna start with some basics and then break down that long knee strike we were talking about. Remember, always square up the hips and shoulders with that visualized target. Keep the chin tucked, and let's turn in for some jab cross. Jab, cross, small step forward for the jab, twisting through the shoulders and hips. Rotate through for the cross. Turn it on the ball of each foot. Back to stance, hit him with the 1-2. Jab cross down that center line, chin tuck, 1-2. Guard high by that brow line. Let's go. Keep it moving. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. Remember to turn through the hips, pivoting on the ball of the foot. We pivot on that lead foot for the jab, rear foot for the cross, and keep that guard nice and tight. Keep it moving. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. Remember, go at your pace, tuning in to you. In the moment, see where you're at, where your energy level's at. Did you get enough sleep last night? Moderate that intensity to give yourself a challenge. We want to give ourselves a challenge every day so we can grow forwards every day and show ourselves that those challenges facilitate growth. So we want to avoid overworking so we don't wind up doing more damage than we can recover from. Back to stand. We're going to start working that long knee. For the long knee, we're going to shift the weight onto the front foot, and we're going to drive that knee from that rear leg. Drive that knee forwards, whoosh, straight in as you let the shoulders go back. So the hips are moving forward, whoosh. That knee's going straight forwards. We're bringing the foot up as close as you can to the booty. Guard high, visualize that target, hit him with the 1-2, pop, pop. From here, from that 2, and shift that weight forwards and drive the knee in. Whoosh, right there, letting the shoulders go back. Chin tucked for balance, the hips move forwards, and we get that rotational force in there. Back to stance. 1-2 long knee. 1, twisting on the shoulders and hips. 2, twisting through the cross. Now the long knee. Whoosh, right there. Letting the shoulders move back with the hips keeps us balanced and centered. Keeps everything nice and tight. Keep that going. 1-2. 1-2 long knee. Boom, back to stance. 1-2 long knee. Back to stance. Remember, shoulders curled, hips curled, weight on the balls of the feet, nice and balanced. Square up those hips, square up those shoulders, visualize that target, step in for the 1-2, pop, pop, and from here we're going to chop this arm down as we send that knee forwards, whoosh, into that center mass, right into the body of that depression dummy. Back to stance, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, long knee, 1-2, long knee, shifting that body weight forwards, and then rotate and bring it right back to orthodox stance. Keep the knees bent, it'll give you a little more room to play around with that combo. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, long knee. Boom, and back to stance. That's the end of round 1. Catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you. Make sure you're not working too hard. Jab, punch, kick with Sack Life. Are you fit? Heck yeah, I'm fit. Training every day. Got in a whole bunch of bonus action. Already got my workout in for today with Master Checo and Brian out here in Lyndhurst Park. Super grateful to those guys. Shout out as well to Slayer Ken for being here and tuning in over 300. Well, at 388 days of consecutive progress. Good stuff, Ken. Keep up the good work. Keep moving forwards. We got 20 seconds. The Awesome Favor said, nice movement. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. They're working on it, trying to stay fluid, stay flowing with it, and keep it nice and sustainable. We're going for sustainable growth out here, sustainable training, so we never need a day off. We just work those active recovery days in there. All right, back to stance, back to position. Tuck that chin, roll the shoulders, curl the hips, bend the knees. Keep it nice and square. We're going to start again with the 1-2. 1-2, twisting through, head on the center line, right? Turning through those shoulders and hips. Back to stance, 1-2, 1-2. And now we're going to drive that long knee forwards. Chopping that lead hand down, sending that knee straight forwards into that center mass, and returning back to stance. 1-2, long knee. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Boom. Exhale on those strikes. Keep the balance, the chin tucked for balance, and keep moving. 1-2. Long knee, back to stance. long knee, back to stance. Another thing that you can do to make that knee more powerful is on the cross, sink a little. So let the knees bend a little bit more as you twist through and sink into that punch, and that'll preload that rear leg, whoosh, so you can kind of stand up, whoosh, and add that rising motion in to that knee. Makes it nice and powerful. Back to stance, 1-2 long knee. Boom, work on that sink, add that sink in there, 1-2 long knee. Back to stance, 1-2 long knee. Back to stance. And now we're gonna start shifting over into southpaw position so we can turn this into an advancing combo. So get back into position, hit them with the 1-2, 1-2, pause here. We're gonna drive that long knee forwards into center mass. Boost, and instead of stepping back, we're gonna step forwards. And now we're in southpaw stance, hit them with another 1-2. Everything is mirrored. Balance, position, striking is the same, just that mirror image that we had before. Let's bring it back to orthodox, right? Powerful hand in the back. Lead hand is that jab. Start with a 1-2 and long knee, stepping forwards into southpaw. Let's do it together. 1-2, long knee, step forwards into southpaw. We're putting the pressure on them. Bring it all the way back to orthodox. Hit with the 1-2 long knee. 1-2, long knee, step into southpaw. Pump another 1-2 in there, down that center line, and bring it all the way back to orthodox. Square up, visualize that target, and let's fight forwards. 1-2, long knee, whoosh, and step in to southpaw, whoosh, whoosh. 1-2, and all the way back to orthodox. Pivoting on that lead foot. Back to stance, and with the 1-2. Let's start making it fluid. 1-2, long knee, step forwards into southpaw. Into southpaw, bring it back. Nice and fluid. 1-2, long knee into southpaw. Into southpaw. And back. Let's put all those moves together. 1-2, long knee, into southpaw. Finish up with another 1-2, and keep it moving. 1-2, long knee, 1-2, and back to stance. 1-2, long knee, 1-2, back to stance. 1-2, long knee, 1-2, back to stance. 1-2, long knee, 1-2, back to stance. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. Check in on yourself. And in round 3, we're gonna start working the long knee from the opposite side so we can get back to orthodox stance and continue that forward pressure. Continue putting that pressure on our opponent. If you're working shadow boxing, that's totally fine. You don't need anything else, just yourself and the will to stand up and fight forwards. If you're working with a partner, these are good partner drills as long as you have that protective gear. Get the belly pads, get those, everything you can, protect yourself from that impact, and then you can get a nice effective training with each other. I don't know what time they're gonna kick us out of this park, so hopefully we can make it through. Got one more round, let's do this thing. All right, so now we're gonna start transitioning and launching that long knee from the opposite side. It's the same movement, same everything, but we're gonna be doing it from southpaw position. So we're gonna chop that arm down, keeping the opposite hand high for the guard, keeping the chin tucked, right? Whoosh, it's the same thing. We're stepping into it, sending the hips forwards, letting the shoulders move back, keeping the chin tucked, keeping it nice and balanced. Back to stance, let's do this thing. Starting from orthodox. In orthodox stance, hit him with the 1-2 long knee and step right into southpaw. Give yourself room for this one. 1-2, sink a little bit, toss that long knee, whoosh, step into southpaw. We're gonna hit him with the 1-2 again, 1-2, and we're gonna drive that long knee from the opposite side now. Whoosh, boom. And we're back into orthodox now, and we can continue that combo, making it an infinite pressure tactic there. Let's do it together from orthodox stance. Give yourself plenty of room. 1-2, long knee, step in, 1-2, long knee, step in again, 1-2, and there's your infinite forward momentum combo. Bring it all the way back, and let's put them together. 1-2, long knee from orthodox, 1-2, long knee, step in, 1-2, long knee, step in, 1-2, long knee, step in, and keep that combo moving, make it fluid, give yourself room. 1-2, long knee, 1-2, long knee, 1-2, long knee, boom. Notice that the hand on the same side as the leg I am throwing is chopping down in the opposite direction, while the opposite hand keeps that guard high and tight. Keep the chin tucked. Let's go. 1-2, long knee, whoosh. 1-2, long knee, whoosh. And We're back into orthodox. Bring it back. Give yourself room. Make it fluid. Aim for flow control here. 1, 2, whoosh. 1, 2, whoosh. Keeping that guard. Work that center. Remember, square the hips and shoulders with that target after each successful combo. And keep it balanced. Let's go. Keep it moving. 1, 2, long knee. 1, 2, long knee. Back to stance. Back it up. Give yourself room. 1, 2, long knee. 1, 2, long knee. Back to stance. Back it up and give yourself room. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Exhale through those strikes. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. And go at your pace. Let's go. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. And back to stance. Keep the core tight. Hips rolled forward, shoulders curled, chin tucked. Let's do it. Let's show ourselves what we're capable of. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. Back to stance. Back it up. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. Back to stance. Keep it going. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. Back to stance. Keep it moving. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. Back to stance. And let's go. 2 more times. 1, 2, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. And that is the end of round 3. I hope you guys found room to grow, room to improve, skills to sharpen, and you showed up for yourselves today and gave yourselves a challenge. That is what it's all about. We can't grow in the comfort zone, so we gotta get out of that comfort zone, give ourselves that challenge, and keep working forwards. It doesn't matter if you did 1 minute or you did all 10 minutes of today's exercise. Every single minute counts. Every single step forward counts, especially if you are dealing with mental illness or you're dealing with depression. Those things are life-threatening illnesses, so every single step forward that you make counts. And that's why we count every one of those steps. So keep track of your daily goal accomplishment, whether it was 1 minute or 10 minutes, does not matter as long as you are moving forwards. And let that number build up to remind you of how much strength and endurance you really have out here and how much stronger you are than those debilitating effects. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out.